Today, we bring you the extraordinary story of a man who defied the odds, overcame personal struggles, and rose to become one of Hollywood's most iconic and beloved stars. His journey is a testament to resilience, redemption, and the power of never giving up. This is the inspiring biography of Robert Downey Jr. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Legends and Lessons. Here, we explore the incredible lives of extraordinary people, drawing inspiration from their stories while helping you improve your English along the way. Downey was born on April 4th, 1965 in Manhattan, New York City, into a family deeply immersed in the world of film and art. His father, Robert Downey Sr., was a pioneering figure in underground cinema, known for his avant-garde and satirical films. His mother, Elsie Ann Ford, was an actress of Scottish, German, and Swiss descent who frequently collaborated with her husband on screenplays and appeared in his films. Growing up in the bohemian enclaves of Greenwich Village, Downey was surrounded by a countercultural mix of artists, actors, and creatives. His unconventional upbringing, while fostering artistic expression, also exposed him to darker influences, particularly his father's struggles with substance abuse. Downey Sr. openly admitted to introducing his son to marijuana at just 6 years old, a decision he later deeply regretted. What started as a misguided form of bonding led Downey to develop early struggles with addiction, a battle that would follow him for years. From an early age, it was clear that Downey was destined for a life in film. At just 5 years old, he made his acting debut in his father's 1970 comedy Pound, delivering his lines with an ease that impressed the cast and crew. His father later recalled that casting him was partly out of convenience. They couldn't find a babysitter. His early exposure to filmmaking continued with a role in Greaser's Palace in 1972, where he acted alongside his mother and sister. Even as a child, he recognized the thrill of performing, feeling a deep connection to the camera and the creative process. These formative experiences cemented his passion for acting and set the stage for his journey to Hollywood stardom. Robert Downey Jr.'s journey into acting began early. As a teenager, he attended the renowned Stage Door Manor Performing Arts Training Center in upstate New York, where he refined his skills. However, his family life was turbulent. His parents divorced in 1978 when he was 12, and he moved to California with his father. Despite this change, Downey's passion for acting remained strong. At 17, he dropped out of Santa Monica High School and returned to New York to pursue acting full-time. While his father's influence provided some recognition, Downey's personal struggles started to overshadow his talent, making his early career challenging. His initial foray into acting began with theater, where he landed a role in Norman Lear's off-Broadway musical American Passion in 1983. A couple of years later, he secured a spot in Saturday Night Live's New Cast. However, his unconventional comedic approach, such as delivering a monologue from the perspective of a suitcase, failed to resonate with audiences. The season suffered from poor ratings, and Downey, along with most of the cast, was fired after just 1 year. Rolling Stone even labeled him the worst SNL cast member ever, an assessment that stung but did not deter him from pursuing bigger roles. Despite this setback, Downey began gaining traction in Hollywood. In 1984, while working on Firstborn, he met actress Sarah Jessica Parker, and the two began a relationship that lasted 7 years. Sarah tried to help him overcome his personal struggles, but his growing issues took a toll and ultimately leading to their breakup. Around the same time, Downey landed minor roles in films like Tough Turf in 1985 and Weird Science in 1985, where he played a high school bully. Although Weird Science was a box office success, grossing nearly $40 million against a $7.5 million budget, it wasn't until Less Than Zero in 1987 that he truly caught critics' attention. In Less Than Zero, Downey played Julian Wells, a rich young man whose life falls apart because of drugs. Sadly, this role mirrored his real-life struggles. The director Marek Kanevska wanted Downey and his co-star Andrew McCarthy to live their roles, so he sent them to real Hollywood parties to experience the wild lifestyle. But things went too far. Downey ended up drunk, howling at the moon on a street in Los Angeles, and McCarthy had to rescue him from the prison. Downey later reflected that the role felt like a disturbing glimpse into his future, as his real-life struggles would soon mirror his character's downward spiral. During this period, his substance abuse worsened, leading to erratic behavior. He later recounted multiple incidents of being found intoxicated in public, sometimes naked with drugs in his possession. Though he frequently promised to quit, he would relapse just as quickly. Amidst his personal turmoil, Downey secured his first leading role in The Pickup Artist in 1987, opposite Molly Ringwald. The script was initially written for Warren Beatty, but after he declined the role, the filmmakers cast Downey. Despite his on-screen chemistry with Ringwald and strong reviews, the film flopped at the box office. His involvement in several coming-of-age films led to his occasional association with the Brat Pack, a group of young actors frequently cast in 1980s teen movies. With his growing reputation, Downey transitioned to bigger productions, starring in films like Chances Are in 1989 and Air America in 1990, alongside Mel Gibson and Soap Dish in 1991, with Sally Field, Kevin Kline, and Whoopi Goldberg. While these projects highlighted his versatility, they largely underperformed commercially. His experience filming Air America in Thailand was particularly challenging, as director Roger Spottiswoode insisted on a dangerous stunt in which Downey had to fly on a rope over a Buddhist temple rather than using a blue screen. Although he performed the stunt, he later vowed never to return to Thailand. In 1991, Robert and Sarah ended their relationship. Their breakup was amicable, attributed to their busy schedules and career demands, and they remained good friends, later reuniting on a project where Downey received his then highest salary of over $2 million. During this period, Downey's personal struggles intensified, and he increasingly mirrored his character from Less Than Zero. This era became one he preferred not to revisit. Despite the downward spiral, there were occasional glimmers of hope. A defining moment in Downey's career came in 1992, when he took on the demanding role of Charlie Chaplin in Richard Attenborough's biographical film Chaplin. He dedicated months to studying Chaplin's films, working with a coach to perfect his mannerisms, and even learning to play the violin and tennis left-handed. His physical resemblance to Chaplin, combined with his intense preparation, led to widespread critical acclaim. He received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and won a BAFTA for his performance. Despite his dedication, Chaplin failed commercially, marking Downey's 12th consecutive box office disappointment. That same year, he made an unexpected personal decision, marrying singer and actress Deborah Falconer, just 6 weeks after meeting her. In 1993, the couple welcomed their son, Indio Falconer Downey. While Chaplin was meant to solidify his place as an A-list star, its financial failure, coupled with his worsening personal struggles, signaled an uncertain future. Despite the commercial failures, Downey continued to appear on screen, avoiding the realm of B-movies. In 1993, he starred in 3 more films that did not fare well financially. In Ron Underwood's Heart and Souls, Downey played businessman Thomas Riley, who was enlisted by the souls of 4 deceased individuals to help them resolve unfinished business. While the film flopped, earned him a Saturn Award nomination for Best Actor in 1994. Another flop that year was Robert Altman's Shortcuts. However, this film boasted a large ensemble cast of famous actors and received critical acclaim and recognition at various awards, suggesting its failure was not attributable to Downey. The final project of 1993 was the documentary The Last Party, which Downey co-wrote, chronicling the 1992 presidential campaigns and featuring his characteristic humor and satire. The following year, Downey appeared in the Norman Jewison romantic comedy Only You, alongside Marisa Tomei and Bonnie Hunt. The film follows a young woman's journey to Italy in search of her destined love. Despite another box office failure, both Tomei and Downey received praise for their performances. They reportedly had a close off-screen relationship and even dated between 1993 and 1994, though they kept it largely private. Director Oliver Stone offered Downey a role in Natural Born Killers, which helped keep him professionally engaged. The crime film, written by Quentin Tarantino, follows two survivors of traumatic childhoods who become lovers and mass murderers, irresponsibly glorified by the media. Natural Born Killers was a box office success, grossing $110 million, and the entire cast received critical praise. Downey played a minor role as a TV reporter, working alongside Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, and Tommy Lee Jones. To prepare for the role, he spent time with tabloid journalists, foreshadowing the intense media scrutiny he would face in the coming decade. At the end of 1995, Downey appeared in three more financially unsuccessful projects, notably agreeing to work for nominal fees. He took a supporting role as the Earl of Rivers in an alternative film adaptation of Shakespeare's Richard III, written by Ian McKellen, simply because he was asked. The other two films were the historical drama Restoration, where he had the lead role as a 17th century medical student exploited by King Charles II, and the family comedy Home for the Holidays, directed by Jodie Foster, both featuring ensemble casts that mitigated the perception of Downey's individual failure. By this point, Downey's addiction had grown significantly, severely impacting his personal life. His marriage to Deborah Falconer began to unravel despite their strong feelings for each other. Like Sarah Jessica Parker before her, Deborah tried to help Downey overcome his substance abuse but was ultimately unsuccessful. The presence of their son, Indio, made the separation between Deborah Falconer and Downey even more difficult. The turning point came in 1996 when Downey was arrested in the suburbs of Los Angeles after being stopped by police for reckless driving and later found in possession of drugs and a firearm. Authorities found illegal substances and unregistered weapons in his vehicle, leading to a potential 3-year prison sentence. He spent 6 months behind bars before being released on the condition of daily drug testing. While incarcerated, he also faced further trouble for breaking into a neighbor's property and falling asleep on their couch. Despite his legal issues, Downey managed to act in some lower-profile films, including James Toback's Two Girls and a Guy, filmed almost entirely in real time and in a single setting. On set, he underwent daily drug tests and remained clean until September, when he missed a test and was sent back to jail for 4 months. The following year, Downey had a supporting role in U.S. Marshals, alongside Tommy Lee Jones and Wesley Snipes, a film he reportedly considered one of the worst scripts he had ever read, but agreed to due to the substantial salary offered. His last film before another relapse was James Toback's Black and White, another commercial failure. In 1999, Downey relapsed and missed a court-ordered drug test, now facing a potential 4-year prison sentence. Addiction treatment programs had proven ineffective, and his wife was preparing for divorce. At a court hearing, Downey poignantly described his struggle. "It's like I have a shotgun in my mouth, and I've got my finger on the trigger, and I like the taste of the gunmetal." He admitted to being addicted since the age of 8, introduced to drugs by his own father, a former addict. Following this, he was incarcerated at the California Substance Abuse Treatment Facility in state prison, where he served 1 year of a 3-year sentence, receiving an early release when the judge deemed his time served sufficient. After his release from prison, Downey found himself alone. Deborah had taken their son and moved out, and film studios were unwilling to work with him. Even Downey himself was unsure how to break free from the cycle of addiction. Having severed personal and professional ties, he reached a critical juncture and decided to seek professional help. In 2000, he joined the cast of the hit TV series Ally McBeal, a Fox legal comedy drama. He played Larry Paul, the new love interest for the titular character, joining in the 4th season. His role involved singing, and he co-wrote and performed songs on the Ally McBeal album For Once in My Life with Vonda Shepard, even singing a duet of The Police's Every Breath You Take with Sting in one episode. Downey's performance was widely acclaimed, earning him a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series and a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor. Soon after, Downey planned to star in a Los Angeles theater production of Hamlet, directed by his friend Mel Gibson. However, on Thanksgiving holiday, police searched his hotel room at M.V. Griffin's Hotel and Gavinci Spa in Palm Springs, following an anonymous 911 call, leading to another arrest for possession of banned substances. He faced a potential prison sentence of over 4 years. Despite this, he signed a contract for 8 more episodes of the final season of Ally McBeal, filming them after posting bail. However, he was soon fired from the show in April 2001 after being found wandering barefoot in Culver City by an LAPD officer suspected of drug use. While the arrest did happen, Downey was not on drugs at the time, though his past behavior led to assumptions. Although tests later showed he was not clean, the Ally McBeal creators abruptly rewrote the script without him, even though he had revived the show's ratings. Downey also lost a role in the romantic comedy America's Sweethearts and did not contest the charges from the Palm Springs incident. Thanks to California Proposition 36, which aimed to help non-violent offenders overcome addiction without incarceration, Downey received 3 years of probation instead of jail time and was sent to a rehabilitation clinic for a year. After completing his treatment, Downey emerged with a renewed commitment to sobriety, understanding it was his last chance. However, job offers were scarce as no one was willing to insure him. Against the backdrop of his newfound personal stability, Downey's career experienced a remarkable upswing. He starred in Shane Black's crime comedy Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a directorial debut that lacked major stars but placed Downey in the lead role alongside Val Kilmer and Michelle Monaghan. Downey's son, Indio, also appeared in the film, portraying Harry as a child. The film was screened at Cannes and, though not a major box office success, received positive reviews. More importantly, it caught the attention of director Jon Favreau, who saw in Downey the potential for something greater. While still taking on diverse roles, Downey explored other creative avenues. He released his debut music album, The Futurist, featuring a cover designed by his son Indio. Though the album received mixed reviews, Downey retained his love for singing, occasionally performing with Sting. This friendship with Sting and his wife Trudy, formed over time, became one of the many unexpected relationships that shaped his journey. He also took on roles in The Shaggy Dog, A Scanner Darkly Fur, an imaginary portrait of Diane Arbus, and A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints, showcasing his versatility and willingness to experiment. One of his most pivotal roles came in David Fincher's Zodiac, where he played journalist Paul Avery, chronicling the infamous Zodiac killer case. The film solidified the belief that Downey was back on track and poised for a significant breakthrough. The world knew Robert Downey Jr. as the prodigious talent with a troubled past, until one role changed everything. But before the armor, before the arc reactor, there was a man fighting his way back, one role at a time. Even though the film Kiss Kiss Bang Bang didn't set the box office on fire, it did something more important. It reminded Hollywood of his brilliance. Shane Black's directorial debut became a cult favorite, a stepping stone that caught the eye of director Jon Favreau. And Favreau had an idea, one that would redefine blockbuster cinema. Marvel Studios was taking a gamble. Iron Man was their first fully independent production, and success was far from guaranteed. The 2003 Hulk film, produced by Universal, had received a lukewarm response, and Marvel needed a strong start. Tony Stark, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, was their ace. But casting Downey? A risk. Some wanted Tom Cruise. Favreau fought for Downey, seeing something undeniable. Tony Stark wasn't just a character, he was a reflection of the man playing him. Determined to bring realism to the role, Downey trained intensively, built a strong athletic physique, and deeply engaged with Iron Man comics. Despite initial skepticism, Iron Man became an overwhelming success, grossing over $585 million worldwide. The truth is, I am Iron Man That wasn't just a line. It was Robert Downey Jr. embracing his own second chance. That same year, Downey stole scenes in Tropic Thunder as Kirk Lazarus, the method actor who never broke character. The role earned him an Oscar nod, proving he could balance superhero spectacle with razor-sharp satire. Then came Sherlock Holmes, where his eccentric, brawling detective won a Golden Globe. The success of Iron Man led to a decade-long journey, with Downey becoming the heart of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He reprised his role in Iron Man 2, The Avengers, and multiple sequels, solidifying his place as the face of Marvel. Audiences adored Stark's cocky charm, quick wit, and vulnerability. Lines like genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist became legendary. But Downey's impact extended beyond just delivering sharp dialogue and charismatic performances. He helped shape the very spirit of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He wasn't just playing Tony Stark. He embodied the role in a way that brought out the best in his fellow actors. Off-screen, he fostered strong connections with his co-stars, creating an environment where their interactions felt effortless and real. His banter with Chris Evans mirrored the ideological clashes between Iron Man and Captain America, giving Civil War an emotional weight that felt genuine. His long-standing friendship with Scarlett Johansson allowed for a natural camaraderie that enriched their scenes together. Perhaps the most heartfelt relationship he built was with Tom Holland, who played Peter Parker. From the moment Holland joined the MCU, Downey took on a mentor-like role, guiding the young actor through the pressures of Hollywood while shaping their on-screen dynamic into one of the most touching storylines in the franchise. By this time, his personal life was also thriving. In 2012, he and his wife Susan welcomed their first child together, Exton Elias. 2 years later, they had a daughter, Avery Roel. Tony Stark's story reached its emotional peak in Avengers Endgame when he made the ultimate sacrifice, snapping his fingers to erase Thanos and his army. Downey delivered the unforgettable final line, "And I am Iron Man." The film shattered box office records, grossing over $2.8 billion. The moment that left millions in tears was his final message to his daughter Morgan. "I love you 3000." It wasn't just a line. It was Downey's improvisation, inspired by his own children. The phrase became an instant cultural phenomenon, a lasting tribute to both Tony Stark and Downey's journey. Outside of Marvel, he continued to explore diverse projects. He starred in Due Date, produced The Judge, and even made a cameo in his friend Jon Favreau's Chef. His production company, Team Downey, took on ambitious projects like Perry Mason and Sweet Tooth. He also made a deeply personal documentary, Senior, chronicling his father's life and struggles with Parkinson's. The MCU had made him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, but Downey remained selective with his roles, determined not to be typecast. He found success in Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes, where he brought a fresh, dynamic energy to the iconic detective. The film was a box office hit, winning him a Golden Globe and leading to a successful sequel. He took on a role in Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, proving that he was still drawn to meaningful and high-caliber projects. His portrayal of Louis Strauss earned him widespread acclaim, culminating in his first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in 2024. He also won the Golden Globe, BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and Screen Actors Guild Awards for the same role. Despite occasional setbacks, such as Dolittle, which struggled due to extensive reshoots, Downey remained an influential force in Hollywood. Off-screen, Downey built a different legacy: fatherhood, sobriety, even environmental activism. He launched the Footprint Coalition, championed second chances, like Mel Gibson once did for him, and stayed refreshingly human. When Jamie Foxx asked him to surprise his daughter as Iron Man, Downey showed up, no questions asked. Now, with Sherlock Holmes 3, The Hider and Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers, Secret Wars on the horizon, Downey's story continues. Once Tony Stark said that, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. And Robert Downey Jr.? He didn't just run, he flew. From the depths of addiction and professional exile to becoming one of the most celebrated actors of his generation. Downey's journey is a testament to resilience, talent, and the power of redemption. His story proves that even from the lowest points, remarkable transformations are possible. With unwavering determination, the right support system, and a belief in second chances, Robert Downey Jr. redefined himself, both as an actor and as a person, and left an indelible mark on cinema and beyond. Thank you for watching Legends and Lessons. If you found Robert Downey Jr. a story inspiring, please don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories of remarkable individuals. Stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.